Hello Earth, I am Attila. Today I will talk about the man's search for meaning book. And this was about the age-old question about what's our meaning in life. And the book argues that the primary human drive is not pleasure but the pursuit of what we find meaningful. And it said that life is full of suffering and we cannot avoid suffering, but we can choose how to cope with it, find meaning in it, and move forward with renewed purpose. You cannot control what happens to you in life, but you can always control what you will feel and do about what happens to you. And the greatest task for any person is to find meaning in his or her own life. And there are three possible sources for this meaning: in work, by doing something significant; in love, by caring for another person; and in courage during difficult times. So, suffering and in and of itself is meaningless. We give our suffering meaning by the way in which we respond to it. And he said that this book, he wanted to write it anonymously, so he didn't want to use his real name, but then he decided that he will use it as a result of the pursuit of his friends. So, and this book became the most successful of his books ever. So he said that you should only focus on what you do. You shouldn't think about success, because in the long run, success will follow you if you don't think about it. Then he talked about his horrible experiences in the concentration camps. So he went through all the hell in a concentration camp, and he actually was one of the lucky ones who survived. So he said that after a while, apathy was a necessary mechanism of self-defense. This apathy was when reality dimmed and all efforts and all emotions were centered on one single task: preserving one's own life and that of their close friends. So he said that often not the strongest ones survived all this hell, but the little bit weaker, who were able to retreat into their spiritual lives, because both their minds and both their bodies were terribly hurt, but maybe their minds a little bit less. And the ones who were able to retreat in their mind to avoid suffering, they were able to survive much better. And as long as someone had a future goal or belief in the future, they were able to live another day. But if they lost it, then they died, unfortunately. And it said that it doesn't really matter what you expect from life, but rather what life expects from you. So he shared that there was a person who wanted to commit suicide, and they wanted to prevent that, and they researched and they found out that he had children. So that person, they didn't expect anything more from life, they just wanted to die. But their children, the life, did expect something from them to protect the children. So they reminded him about that. So they give him a goal, a belief in the future, and then he was able to live another day. The human kindness can be found in all groups, even those which as a whole it would be easy to condemn. So he said that one of the captains of the prisons he was a good person because he, from his own money, bought medicine for the prisoners and gave it to them. So these, like the ones who controlled the prisoners, they were often terrible people, and it would be easy to condemn them. But even in these terrible groups, there are certain kind people who still have a good heart. And when they were finally released, they said that everything appeared unreal, unlikely as in a dream. Before that, in the concentration camps, they often dreamed about this moment, and they also dreamed about bread, good baths. But they would also dream about this moment, and they would think that this is just a dream, this is not real. They couldn't believe that it was true, and this is a psychological thing called depersonalization. And then two fundamental experiences threatened to damage the character of the liberated prisoner. First is the bitterness, when, on his return, a man found that in many places he was met only with a shrug of the shoulders. And they would say that we also suffered a lot. He tended to become bitter and asked to himself why he had gone through all that he had. It would have been easier just to lay down and die in the concentration camps. The second threat is disillusionment. And a man who had for years had thought that he had reached the absolute limit of all possible suffering now found that suffering has no limits, and that he could suffer still more, and still more intensely. So this is quite horrible. And man's search for meaning is the primary motivation in his life, the book said. And one problem that he sees is that currently now a lot of people don't know what their meaning in life is. So there are two things that people do then, is that he either wishes to do what other people do, or he does what other people wish him to do. And the problem with that is that they will get easily bored because they don't find meaning in the work that they do. And each man is questioned by life, and he can only answer to life by answering for his own life. To life he can only respond by being responsible. So every man is responsible and must actualize the potential meaning of his life. So each and every one of us is unique, and we all have a different meaning, a different goal in our lives. It's our responsibility to achieve that goal and actualize that meaning in our life. And once an individual's search for meaning is successful, it not only renders him happy, but also gives him the capability to cope with suffering. So the question is that how can you find this meaning in life? And there are three ways to do that. The first is by creating a work or by doing a deed. So this is throughout work. The second is by love, experiencing something or encountering someone. And the last is with suffering. Even the helpless victim of a hopeless situation, facing a fate he cannot change, may rise above himself, may grow beyond himself, and by so doing change himself. So if you can find meaning in that suffering, then you can live another day. So this was a very sad book. this makes me be happy about my life. I don't have everything, but I certainly have a lot more than these unfortunate people do. So books like this makes me happy about my own situation, and I hope it makes happy you, that we don't have to live in that era. We live in perhaps the golden age of humanity. We are conquering space, we are doing a lot of great stuff. Of course, we have a couple of problems, but I believe that we can sort them out. So, thanks for watching. I have a YouTube channel where I read books and I share the things that I learned from these books. You can also follow me on all the major podcast platforms. I upload the audio version of these videos there. If you have one book or perhaps several books that you think I should read, then you can comment me in the YouTube comment section, or you can also reach me on Twitter. I will put everything in the description, including my Twitter handle. So I would appreciate any feedback. Thanks for coming in. Bye bye.